What is happening? Welcome to my channel. My name is Matt Bradford. Today we are going to talk about playing the pentatonic scale around what I think of as like around the 4 chord, right? I'm sure there's other terms for it, but again, if you're here for like basic technique stuff, I'm the wrong person. Okay, let's just jump right into the talking part. So check it out before we get into all that. I'm playing an Apocalypse Machine lap steel. I built these. They are for sale. Reverb store link is below. This one has Mr. Glynn's pickups. It's a Warwolf in the bridge and the Playmaker in the neck position, going through an Origin Cali 76 stacked into a Wonderful Audio Technology Ancient Echoes, and then finally into my DCC Darko's Custom Creations Plexi. Yes, and all the lesson materials are on Patreon. So if you want to support the channel, if you are enjoying these videos for $5 a month, that would be $60 a year. I don't think you're going to get a single lap steel lesson for that. That would be the cost of supporting this for a year. Yeah, so, okay. The way that I think of... Okay, so this is... Wow, we're all over the place already. This is the follow-up. I've done one already on the playing around the 1 chord, and we were in the key of G. Today we're in the key of D, so we're at the same fret. We're at the 5th fret. We're playing around the 5th fret, around the G chord, which would be the 4 chord in a D blues scale. Now, I'm certain there's a million other terms for what this position is. I always think of it as playing around the 4 chord. When you look at this, it's on this side. I'm not sure I got it right, but I'm hopeful that I got it right. It's on this side. When you look at this diagram, you're going to see that there is this area below the 4 chord, right? The 3rd fret, really. That's what I'm going to mainly focus on. This area up here, well, here's your 5 chord. And so a lot of... That's all around your 5 chord. So I'm going to focus mainly on trying to go below the 4 chord. This is the area I'm probably of the neck I'm the least comfortable in. Playing between open and 4 all together makes sense to me. And playing between 5 and 12, I can do pretty well. So why are we breaking it down to this? Well, because once I get up here, once again, I can play around below 12. I can kind of play above 12, but you get me in between, in the open position, so in the key of D, in between 15 and 17, and I start to struggle a little bit. So hopefully this will be a exercise for me. For me, this is the least, it makes the least sense of like, it's more of a transition space, so hopefully I can find more stuff in it. Which leads me to a couple of things. Okay, there's so much talking. Listen, if you want to jump right to the exercises, they are here. Okay, but I want to say a few things, and so I'm going to get some water. Okay, number one is this. I love playing, and I love practicing, and so the way that I try to lay this out for everyone is hopefully the way I work on stuff, which is I sit here with a backing track and I start to just hammer away at this one section. And it's something that we've talked about a lot. I may have actually not talked about it as much in these later lessons, which is like bite-sized chunks. Break it down to 4 notes, 5 notes, 3 notes, 2 notes, 1 note. Make 1 note interesting instead of trying to play all the notes. And I'm as guilty of that as anybody. And then the other thing is this, I got another comment requesting an overhead shot of the guitar. Well, there's 2 reasons that we don't do it. The first one is I just don't have, like, it already takes me 8 hours to make one of these videos, and like, at the moment, Patreon ain't doing it. And so adding additional, like having to mount a camera up here, having to get another camera, having all that stuff, it's just like, man, it would be, it would add a lot of time, and I don't currently, it's not currently there. The other reason is this, though, and this is actually the more important reason. And this goes back to what I was saying before, is the way that I learn and the way that I wish I would have learned. And I've talked about this a lot before, but I'm going to say it some more, which is learning by ear. I'm giving you all the information. The scales are going to be up here. The notes that I'm playing are up here. I'm going to talk you through it. But the idea here is not to be able to play the thing that I'm playing. The idea is to develop your sound in you. If you're looking to play traditional lap steel stuff, I'm already playing with 3-finger picks. I'm already not playing the way a lot of guys do, and there's a lot of killers out there, man. There's a lot of them. So if you're here and you really want to learn what I'm doing, hopefully what I am trying to transfer to you is how to play like you, how to find your sound, how to find your voice, because my voice is already taken, right? And when you go look at the killers that are out there, and there's so many good ones right now, man. There's Roosevelt Collier and Deshaun Hickman, and if you want to go to like the lap steel guys, or not the lap steel, the dobro guys, I mean obviously Jerry Douglas, and then Andy, oh my God, I'm blanking on his name right now. Andy from Dust Bowl, no, that's a different band too. The String Dusters, Andy Hall from the infamous String Dusters, right? Just monster dobro player, technique all over the place. You've got, if you're looking for lessons, Mike Witcher and Lessons with Troy, right? Obviously the all-time great, Robert Randolph, the all-time great. So like there's a million guys out there who are doing other things. I don't know how much of this we're going to keep in, but I'll tell you this, that I want you to develop this and I want you to develop this. And so I'm going to use this, and we're not going to get an overhead shot. We're going to, whatever level you're at, the idea is to sit with it and to have fun, number one, and number two, to make it a bite-sized chunk. So this is our pattern. This is our minor pentatonic pattern. And I'm just going to use, just to start, let's just use 5 notes, okay? So right here in this area, we have the 5, the 7, 1, 3, 4, 5. That's the whole scale. 7, 1, 3, 4, 5. It's not starting on the 1, right? It would be 1, 3, 4, 5, 7. And again, if you're not sure what I'm talking about, watch the first one, watch the first video, come back to this one. But check it out. We're using those 5 notes. We're going to try. I played one note out at the end. That last note was a flat 7, or it was a 7 instead of a flat 7, because it's part of the 5 chord, which we've already talked about, but we'll get into it. So basically, that's your first exercise, though. Your first exercise is to just take 5 notes, right? And you can take any 5. You have a 4, 3, 1, 7, 5 here, right? So that's here. 4, 3, 1, 7, 5. 4, 3, 1, 7, 5. Take any 5 notes and just play with them and try to keep it where it sounds good and it feels good, and don't try to do too much, right? One of the big things that you see with a lot of amateur players is they're trying to play too many notes, where if I would rather hear, that's 3 notes, rather than like, One sounds good, one doesn't. Even if you play it clean, that would get boring fast. It wasn't that clean, but that would get boring fast. The point being that speed comes with time, and intelligent speed is important. So what I don't know why I'm on my high horse today. This is just how I'm feeling. But like, I'm getting a lot of feedback of the like, I want to see the notes, or just tell me what notes they are, or can you give me tabs? And the answer is that I'm giving you the notes. And knowing the notes is the least important part, right? Make this note. That's 3, 1, flat 7, 1. You should be able to, well, I mean, you shouldn't be able to do anything. Hopefully, you can learn to be able to figure that out. Hopefully, as you grow and develop, you can find that I'm not playing. Right? It's not one hardness the whole time. It's soft and hard. It's that's what makes it sound a certain way. And when I hear more guys, Derek Trucks, AJ Gent, when I know what notes they're playing. Chris Buck, like, I know what notes he's playing. I cannot make my guitar sound like that. So again, I favor, and I know again this does not come always across in my playing, but I favor less notes over more notes. I favor melody over speed, and I favor, I don't know, I mean, note choice. There was a reason I had to go to that flat 7 instead of the 7. We're going to talk about that right now. So, playing the changes. We're going through a 12-bar blues. I've added a quick change in here. So it's 2 bars of 1, 1 bar of 4, and then a bar of 1. And then it goes back to our traditional, I mean, not traditional, this is all traditional, but like this is the, check it out. So here's a 1. Which, by the way, if you can, I would, before, pause it right now, download the track, join me on Patreon. Yeah, see? Professional. Download the track. Try to chart this yourself by ear, just 1s and 4s and 5s. That's all it is. Try to hear that first before we start. That was something that when I first saw somebody do that, it blew my mind. And it's like, oh, that's, especially with something like a blues or something, it's like these are really straightforward basic skills, and the more you can develop that part of your brain, the more the rest of this becomes almost second nature. So check it out. Pause it, download. I'm sure you haven't done it. Fine, here we go. Okay, so same thing as the last video. We're gonna overlay our chord tones. Well, okay, we've already done pentatonic. We've talked about it, right? I put the diagram up. I told you to break it down into 5-note sections. Break it down into any 5-note sections and play them. But the problem with the pentatonic is it doesn't have the major third, which is part of our 1 chord. It doesn't have the major 6, which is part of our 4 chord, and it doesn't have the 2 or the flat 7, which is part of our 5 chord. And so we want to add those notes into what we're doing because that's what sounds good against those chords. One of my favorite moves, especially in this position where I'm kind of stuck a lot, is I'm going to go from my flat 3 to my 3 to my 1, right? And you're going to see that a lot. 1, that's flat 3 is part of the pentatonic scale, and then flat 3 is part of my 1 chord, and then 1's obviously part of both. So let's go again. I'm going to try to play again just in this area down here, but I'm going to add, right, when we get to the 4 chord, I'll add this 6, which is in our 4 chord. Wow, has it been 15 minutes already? Okay. Yeah, okay, so I should probably change that setting, but that's what it is here. Welcome to my channel. Okay, so between the 3rd and 5th fret on our strings 5, 4, and 3, we're gonna just try to focus here on the various chords, right? We're gonna watch our 1 chord. We're gonna add that flat 3, or that 3 rather, that 3. So one of the things that's cool is taking a flat 7 to a 1 to a flat 3 to a 3 to a 1. That's all part of the 1 chord, really. The flat 3 isn't, but it sounds so... That sounds so bluesy against... That was against the 4 chord. There we go. There's our 1. How about there? Right, that sounds pretty bluesy. So we can do that, and I'm gonna try to just accent the blue notes on each of these diagrams. Again, hopefully below the 4th chord, 5th fret. Again, taking one little area and accenting it. And we can do the same thing up here at the top. Now, one of the things that gets me stuck is because there's no root for the 5 chord, I've got to either play my flat 7, my 5, or my 4. There's a root right there, so I lied to you. There's no 2, which is, I guess, the one I'm missing. That is the one I'm missing. 2 is a really fun note to play against the 5 chord. So now, let's move to this upper area here. Again, 5, right, 4, 3, right, 1, 7, 5, and then I'll add the 6. So between frets 3 and 5, but on the top 3 strings. That's it. That's all we're doing. And you can see we're breaking this down. You don't need to go fast. Let me reiterate that. This is supposed to be fun, and you can do this at any level. You can do this at the most expert level. You could take these exercises, be a way better player than me, and still do them and still grow from them. And anybody who tells you differently is wrong. I don't know. Maybe they're not. This is my thing, and I'm definitely not here to be the only voice. Now, it's really fun because I so badly want to grab my 2s down here. I keep wanting to go down further down. And again, like I said, it's something that, like if you put me on a stage, I'm going to take away the restrictions. But as I try to build ability, as I try to practice, and I put that in the loosest terms, like sitting down and just learning new areas is going to be really cool. Now the last thing in this area, the last thing for today, because this video is already getting long, but the last thing for today in this area, so we're really going to try to explore the area below the 4 chord, but there is one cool 5 chord thing, which is this. You will see that against the 1 chord, we have our 1 and our 3, but we also have our 1 and our flat 3 in the pentatonic scale. We have our 7 and our 2 against our 5 chord, and we have our 6 and our 1 against our 4 chord. So we have this kind of parallel move, which is really cool against the turnaround. So, how do I get to the turnaround? Another cut, Jesus. Okay, so we're back. So check this out. So the last thing with this, I think I just made the cut. We're good. We talked about it. Okay, check it out. So it's kind of this turnaround thing where I can go into the 5 chord. Get these parallel moves that start to be kind of cool and give you this again, things that kind of repeat, that can be hooks, little hooks that kind of grab your listener in. That's always a great idea to have. So if we have this, check it out. We're going back down to the 5 here. You see what I'm saying? Like I can always work that in. It doesn't sound great if I'm just sitting on it against a 1 chord. Like it needs that major third. But it's a great little transition-y. And again, we're getting into that above the 5 chord area, where I'm much more comfortable. But it does fit into the scales that we are using right now. So it's important to talk about being able to come up here. But we're gonna really delve into that in the next video. So, I don't know. I hope this made sense. It was a lot more talking and a lot less lesson than I expected. But look, break it down. This is the takeaway here is to break each part of the scale down into really bite-sized pieces. If you're having a hard time with one aspect of the scale, then that's the place to focus on, right? Like, oh, I'm having a hard time finding my 5. Well, then make sure that whenever you get to your 5 area, you know, right? And we can outline our chord. Oh, well, it's hard to do that here, I guess. I don't know. We can do all types of things. My point is, sit down, break it down, take these scale forms, and then just use them, right? Pull them up on your computer screen, put them up there, look at them like, oh, wait, where's my 4? Where's my 5? I'm playing against these chords. I want to make sure I'm following the chords, because when I'm doing just pentatonic, it ends up being harder to play less notes because I've got to burn over the notes that don't necessarily sit right. And as soon as I'm playing chord tones, I can sit on any note that's a chord tone. So, I hope this helped. I hope this made sense. Thanks for watching. No. What a bummer. Screwed up the ending. Thanks for watching.